did accidentally end up starting a rumor about a new Christmas episode, which may have ended up being true after all. In retrospect, that's kinda wild. My video was even cited on Wikipedia at one point. Anyway, in recent years I've also made the live-action VeggieTales series, which I envisioned as a Bizarro parody of VeggieTales, and they've become some of the most popular videos on my channel. All this to say, I love VeggieTales more than the average human being, and as a kid, Big Idea Fun was just another part of that. What is Big Idea Fun exactly? Well, it launched in 2002 as part of a revamp of Big Idea's website. It acted as a kids section of the site, complete with various activities, cards, and of course, games. It wasn't just VeggieTales games either. The site also featured games from Big Idea's other two shows at the time, 3-2-1 Penguins and the 2D Larry Boys spinoff. Unfortunately, the site stopped being updated in 2008, and by 2011, BigIdea.com was taken offline altogether in favor of a new site called VeggieTales.com. It featured some games from Big Idea Fun, but the majority were brand new, and I honestly didn't get into them that much. They were probably just as good, if not better, but the love I had for Big Idea Fun was unmatched. VeggieTales.com is still up today, but it's just a store now. The games were removed years ago. Feels like symbolism for what's happened to VeggieTales and Big Idea as a whole. But I really wanted to talk about the games on Big Idea Fun because I've never really heard people discuss them. I'm sure I wasn't the only kid who played on the site, and for those of us who did, there was a lot to keep us busy. So I thought I'd go over all the games on the site and figure out which one is best, ranking style. A few quick things before we begin. First off, I'm only covering games that were directly on BigIdeaFun.com. That means games from the Jonah, Pirates, and RumorWeed sites are excluded. I may cover them in a later video though. Second, please don't take my ranking too seriously. I try not to let personal bias get in the way, but it can still happen regardless. Third, there are two games from the site that I had to exclude from the list. The first is Bumbleberg Map because I couldn't get it to load. Thankfully, it doesn't seem like I'm missing much, since it appears to have been more of an interactive ad for the show rather than an actual game. The other is Lyle's Breakout because it was never properly archived and I couldn't get it to work on the Wayback Machine, even with Ruffle. If I get access to either of these games in the future, I'll cover them in another video, but for now we have nearly 50 games to rank, so let's get to it. Roll film.
Oh, that's what I get for working with peas!
P-Paint. Okay, what even is this? You scrub your mouse over the screen to make a picture. Whoop-de-freaking-do. You can even give up to show the full picture, which I kept doing because I have no patience for this. The game was not archived anywhere, but it thankfully still works on the Wayback Machine, so I guess it has that going for it. Bottom of the list. Moving on.
Why is there a piano on my cake?
In Frost a Cake, you frost a cake. There are no interesting tools or anything related to VeggieTales in it. Apparently you could email your cake to people, but not now. Can't even think of any jokes, clever or otherwise. Moving on.
Squirt!
King George's Squirting Gallery? How could this game be more wronger? It's more wrong, not more wronger. Don't question the Me's grammar! Based on King George and the Ducky, could this game be more wronger? It's more wrong, not more wronger. Don't question the Me's grammar! Based on King George and the Ducky, squirt duckies. And you can squirt this frog. Oh, and this bar of soap. Wow, this is boring. The duckies never change their location, and there's just nothing to it.
Landing gear. You know, that's not a bad idea.
It just might work.
Shiplander? Wow, a 3-2-1 Penguins game. Not too many of them, which I guess is to be expected since the show really wasn't that popular. But let's see what we got. Oh no. This one's bad. So you have to land the penguin ship. Oh no. This one's bad. So you have to land the penguin ship. You can't hit anything, and you can't land too fast. What should be a decent and fair challenge is just not. Some objects look like they're in the background, but apparently not. So you'll keep crashing over and over and over again, even when it doesn't seem like it's your fault. Not a good first impression, 3-2-1 Penguins. You'll have to try harder.
Blabberbot, blabberbot, blabberbot!
Here we have Beaker Bop, which I assume must have been popular on the site. Why do I think that? because there are apparently 3 of them. And so far, I'm not impressed. The game seems alright at first glance. You control Larry Boy as he makes his way up to each stage in the Alchemist's lair, collecting beakers along the way. If they were just simple platforming challenges, I might have liked this game a lot more. But unfortunately, Beaker Bop suffers from 2 main issues. One is Larry Boy's movement. He's just so slow. Every time I died, a little part of me died inside because I'd have to make Larry Boy climb up the stage all over again. How did I die, you ask? Because of these stupid potions the alchemist keeps throwing. They're surprisingly hard to jump over, and he always seems to throw them right at me. Beaker Bop 2 had slightly better levels, I guess, but for some reason you have to enter a password to play, which I quickly found online. And then I didn't even get to experience Beaker Bop 3 properly. Apparently the person who uploaded this to Flashpoint had to do some workarounds to make the game playable, but as a side effect there are a bunch of invisible walls that make the game more annoying than it already is. And yes, I know it says Beaker Bop 2 at the bottom, but the title screen does say Beaker Bop 3, so I guess someone overlooked that. I must say, the Beaker Bop series did not impress. But at least it's fun to say. Beaker Bop, Beaker Bop, Beaker Bop.
It's time to jump!
Jumpy Jr. is based on the first episode of VeggieTales, Where's God When I'm Scared? I never liked it there was Bop 2 at the bottom, but the title screen does say Beaker Bop 3, so I guess someone overlooked that. I must say, the Beaker Bop series did not impress. But at least it's fun to say. Beaker Bop, Beaker Bop, Beaker Bop.
It's time to jump!
Jumpy Jr. is based on the first episode of VeggieTales, Where's God When I'm Scared? I never liked that there was a stutter in the title. Anyway, in the game Bob and Larry send Jr. reminders that God is bigger than the boogeyman. Sorry. Anyway, you jump on the bed as Jr. and send those reminders to the monsters, which kills them, I guess. There's only 5 monsters to get rid of, so it's pretty short. It's fine.
Now that's the true meaning of Christmas.
No, it isn't.
Wait, is that Comic Sans? The Dinkletown Christmas Parade is sorta kinda a point-and-click story. Larry wants to dress up as the true meaning of Christmas for the Christmas Parade, so he goes to gather materials and build it. That's really it, unfortunately. All you do is drag and drop stuff, and there's not a lot to it. Kind of a shame, because it's a really cute story, and I like that Larry's costume is the Nativity, but it's over before it really begins.
I am feeling woozy.
And just like that, we get another story with Queasy Rider. Junior was supposed to pick up his toys, but he didn't. This causes him to slip on a skateboard, which takes him outside, runs into Bob and Larry, and sends them all plummeting to their death. But it's okay, because it was just a dream. Junior picks his toys up and wears a helmet to bed. Just in case. This story kinda creeped me out as a kid. Besides that, I don't have much to say. I put it above the Dinkletown Christmas Parade because it's drawn really well and has some fun transitions, but it's more so a comic than a game. I do like it though. And is that Comic Sans again?
I'm an egghead.
Veggie Eggs has such an adorable presentation. The characters are all nesting dolls. I'd love to own these. Anyway, this is just a trivia game, and the questions themselves never change. If the trivia questions were different every time you played, this game would be much, much higher. But as it stands, it's cute for a one-time play and nothing else.
Well, not for me, thanks. I'm full.
This game is called All You Can Eat and is based on Lego My Ego. You play as Herbert and Wally, who need to eat the cotton candy and nothing else.
Well, not for me, thanks. I'm full.
This game is called All You Can Eat and is based on Lego My Ego. You play as Herbert and Wally, who need to eat the cotton candy off the citizens of Bubblyburg while also avoiding the alchemist, who sprays orange gas that will shrink them. Shrink too many times and you'll get captured by the alchemist. Honestly, this one's just boring. The layout is too simple, and while the alchemist will spray gas more frequently as the game goes on, it never gets much harder. I intentionally lost this one while recording so I could get it over with. Then I felt like I was too harsh on the game and I tried it again, but it's still too boring.
The new Ronco for Give-O-Matic.
In the Scramblo-Matic, music from VeggieTales will play and you have to click on the picture that matches. That's fine and all, the game's okay, but there's something way more interesting about this game that I want to talk about. Apparently, this was originally just the easy mode of the game. When the game first launched, there was a hard mode that featured more songs and I guess was somehow more difficult. The problem is, this version of the Scramblo-Matic was never archived, and even using Ruffle, the Wayback Machine just will not let me play this game. I even tried using other browsers and extensions, but no matter what I tried, the game just would not play. That's also why I couldn't play Lyle's Breakout as well. But there's something
The new Ronco for Give-O-Matic.
In the Scramblo-Matic, music from VeggieTales will play and you have to click on the picture that matches. That's fine and all, the game's okay, but there's something way more interesting about this game that I want to talk about. Apparently, this was originally just the easy mode of the game. When the game first launched, there was a hard mode that featured more songs and I guess was somehow more difficult. The problem is, this version of the Scramblo-Matic was never archived, and even using Ruffle, the Wayback Machine just will not let me play this game. I even tried using other browsers and extensions, but no matter what I tried, the game just would not play. That's also why I couldn't play Lyle's Breakout, as well as some other games outside of BigIdeaFun.com, like LarryBoy.com. But the problem is, this version of the Scramblo-Matic was never archived, and even using Ruffle, the Wayback Machine just will not let me play this game. I even tried using other browsers and extensions, but no matter what I tried, the game just would not play. That's also why I couldn't play Lyle's Breakout, as well as some other games outside of Big Idea Fun was somehow
Give-O-Matic.
In the Scramblo-Matic, music from VeggieTales will play and you have to click on the picture that matches. That's fine and all, the game's okay, but there's something way more interesting about this game that I want to talk about. Apparently, this was originally just the easy mode of the game. When the game first launched, there was a hard mode that featured more songs and I guess was somehow more difficult. The problem is, this version of the Scramblo-Matic was never archived, and even using Ruffle, the Wayback Machine just will not let me play this game. I even tried using other browsers and extensions, but no matter what I tried, the game just would not play. That's also why I couldn't play Lyle's Breakout, as well as some other games outside of BigIdeaFun.com, like LarryBoy.com. If anyone can get these games working or archived, please let me know, because I would love to cover these. Anyway, let's move on to the next game.
Pat, I'd like to solve the puzzle. Okay.
Wow, this is false advertising. The game is called Slide Puzzles. but there's only one slide puzzle, and it's a pretty basic one at that. This is definitely just a me thing, but I've never cared for slide puzzles. I just don't have the patience for them. If you like slide puzzles, you'll like this one, but that's all it is really.
Pat, I'd like to solve the puzzle. Okay.
The End of Silliness slide puzzle is another slide puzzle. Except this one's based on the episode that traumatized me for life as a kid, so it's better. Next.
Pat, I'd like to solve the puzzle. Okay.
More slide puzzles? Are you kidding me? At least there's 3 to choose from this time. In Thumbles, you can do a puzzle of Larry, Bob, or Junior. Neat. But you want to know the real reason it's better than the last 2 games? You can have the game solve it for you. Normally, I wouldn't like that, but if it means I don't have to suffer through another slide puzzle, I'm going for it. We can only go up from here.
I'd like to solve the puzzle.
Xerxes, Jigsaw, Puck became queen. It seemed to work. The only thing that you play as one who's tried to get the wallpaper, it crashed the game. Oh well. I would have liked this a lot better if the harder difficulty was a game based off of the Stuff Mart rap. Too bad it isn't that interesting. You play as one of the Scallions, who I guess is having a Scooby-Dooba. Here we go, Scuba. Come on. I can't. Fine. Moving on. Scuba, Scuba, Scooby-Dooby-Dooba. Here we go, Scuba. Come on. I can't believe they made a game based off of the Stuff Mart rap. Too bad it isn't that interesting. You play as one of the Scallions, who I guess is having a dream about scuba diving. You gotta collect all the gold and pearls to progress to the next level. If you take too long or get hit by too many enemies, the Scallion wakes up and you get a game over. And this game is alright, just kinda slow. It's also pretty easy. You'd have to try to lose this game, which is exactly what I did to see the game over screen. It's mildly entertaining to see a human scuba diver, but Besides that, there isn't much in this game that sticks out. Makes you wonder what kind of game we could have gotten instead if we had gone Bungie, 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 here we go, Bungie. Come on.
Memories, my memories.
This is Junior's memory game. It's memory. It's fine.
Memories, my memories.
This is King George character match. It's memory. It's fine. Wait, again? Okay, so I guess this is a little bit better because it's themed after This is King George character match. It's memory. It's fine. Wait, again? Okay, so I guess this is a little bit better because This is King George character match. It's memory. It's fine. Wait, again? Okay, so I guess this is a little bit better because it's themed after This is King George character match. It's memory. It's fine. Wait, again? Okay, so I guess this is a little bit better because it's themed after King George and the Ducky, and each match gives you a bio of one of the characters. But there isn't much to it at the end of the day. But what really elevates this above Junior's memory game is that you can play Pong with QWERTY while you wait for the game to load. It's a cute reference to the time QWERTY played Pong in the show. Not much else to say, so let's just move on.
Memories, my memories.
This is musical memory. Match. It's memory. It's fine. Wait, really? To give this one credit, it's kinda cool. You have to match records that are playing songs from VeggieTales. When they're all matched up, you get a picture. Anyway, that's enough memory games. Let's move on.
Memories, my memories.
This is the Silly Song Matching Machine. It's been...
You can't make Easter bigger with plastic hay. My memories.
This is the Silly Song Matching Machine. It's been...
can't make Easter bigger with plastic eggs.
The Eggspurts is based on an Easter Carol, which I really like because it's my favorite episode of VeggieTales. That's also why I'm sad to say that I've never enjoyed this game all too well. Easter eggs are coming down the chutes and you have to direct them into the carts. This is way easier said than done though because 1. The eggs move too fast and too slow somehow, and 2. Keeping track of which levers control which chutes is very overwhelming and confusing. I've played this game since I was a kid and I still struggle hard with this. I really wanted to place the Eggspurts much lower on the list, but I suppose it might just be bad at the game. I'd say check it out for yourself and see how you feel. If you leave them off the playground for too long, they actually get sad, which is an adorable touch. There really isn't a lot to this one, and I'm probably being way too easy on it, but the equipment for yourself and see how you feel about it.
Playtime is over.
Veggie Playground is a cute game. The veggies are at a playground and you just drag them onto a piece of playground equipment and watch them have fun. If you leave them off the playground for too long, they actually get sad, which is an adorable touch. There really isn't a lot to this one, and I'm probably being way too easy on it, but the game is just too charming to be placed any lower.
Billy has more toys than you.
Oops, Louie ran into something. No joke here, just wanted to say that my sister and I found this really funny when we were younger for no reason. Taking place after the Toy That Saved Christmas, Dinkle Dinkle Little Star has you play as Buzzsaw Louie, who needs a sled. Also kinda lame. Plungers at the game. With each bunny...
You're a...
Good night, Mommy.
Thanks, Mr. Lunt.
You want to make an omelet, you gotta break some eggs.
Omelet's quest is based on the Omelet segment from Lyle the Kindly Viking. In this game, you guide Jimmy, Omelet, through the maze to get his beloved eggs, cooked light and fluffy. Each level has a time limit, so you gotta move fast. The mazes are pretty dark, but if you grab a torch, you can increase your view a bit. There isn't a lot to this game, but I found it oddly addictive. I'm probably being too easy on Omelet's quest, but look, I'm just glad this game was decent.
The Thanksgiving Story!
Madame Blueberry's Thanksgiving Party is more like what I was hoping the Dinkletown Christmas Parade would be. Madame Blueberry is throwing a Thanksgiving party for her friends, and you've got to help her. You make invitations, shop for what she needs, which takes an obscene amount of time, by the way, and uh-oh, the leaves break through the roof of her treehouse and leave a mess everywhere.
Larry the cucumber gasps when he sees the mess. Bob the tomato shifts uneasily.
But it's okay, because they still have fun, and Madame Blueberry is thankful for her friends. There might not be much to this one, but it's really cute. John Claude narrates the story too, which is a nice touch. But the best part is that in between each section of the game, there's a loading screen where you can make Madame Blueberry bump into trees. That's funny.
Nothing beats a jelly-filled donut.
Jelly Jammers is a pretty simple game where you control Michelle as she helps her grandmom make jelly-filled pastries. You gotta grab them, fill them with just the right amount of jelly, and put them up. Over the course of 3 rounds, the game gets harder. Grandmom will make pastries faster, and if you don't keep up, she'll knock them off the table. Hey Grandmom, that's not